Good day, everyone. My name is Teacher Glenn from Thai Singapore International School. Today, I would like to share my overall reflections on the subject learning, measurement, and evaluation. This subject has been a journey of discovery, not only in understanding the principles and methods of assessment, but also in transforming how I see my role as an educator and how I support learners. When I first entered this subject, I thought that assessment mainly meant giving tests and reporting grades. But as I explored each topic, my view became much broader and deeper. Let me walk through the key areas that shape my learning. First, we study about the principles of learning, measurement, and evaluation. So I began by learning the foundations, what it means to measure learning, why evaluation matters, and how principles such as validity, reliability, fairness, and transparency guide all forms of assessment. These principles help me see the assessment is not just about scoring students, but ensuring that the tools we use truly, truly reflect what learners know and can do. Second, we also study about the introduction of learning, measurement, and evaluation. This reminded me that assessment is not an end goal. Instead, it is a cycle, setting objectives, measuring progress, interpreting results, and using them to improve teaching and learning. It gives me the big picture framework for everything else in the subject. Uh, Traditional assessment methods overview. We then look at traditional tools such as written tests, quizzes, and exams. While these methods are familiar, I learned how to improve their design by writing clear questions, avoiding bias, and making sure that aligned with learners' outcomes. Traditional assessment can be very effective if designed with care. Then we also study about alternative assessment methods. I explore alternative methods, projects, interviews, portfolios, peer reviews, and self-assessment. These methods allow students to demonstrate creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking, not just memorization. I know I now see the value in balancing both traditional and alternative methods for a fuller picture of student learning. And we also study about Bloom's taxonomy of action verbs. One of the most practical tools I gained was Bloom's taxonomy. Understanding the levels, remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create help me design better learning outcomes. By choosing precise action verbs, I can create assessments that move students beyond recall and into deeper learning. Then we also study about formative assessment and feedback. Another highlight was formative assessment. I realized how powerful timely feedback can be. Formative feedback is like a conversation. It tells students where they are now, where they need to go, and how to get there. It is also informed me as a teacher about what needs adjusting in my instruction. Then we also study summative assessment. Summative assessments, on the other hand, provide a summary of achievement. At the end of a unit or course, the subject taught me how to design summative assessment that fair, valid, and meaningful, not just high stakes judgment, but reflections of real progress. Then Assessing the cognitive domain. This is one of my favorite subtopic because I learn how to measure intellectual skills, knowledge, comprehension, and critical thinking. I practice linking learning objective with tasks that test higher order skills, not only rote memory. So after this one, we also study assessing the effective domain. This area was fascinating because it focused on attitudes, values, and motivation. I learned that it is possible to observe and measure this through reflections, survey, and teachers' observations. It reminded me that education is about shaping the whole person, not just their intellect. And also, we talk about assessing the psychomotor domain. Equally important was assessing psychomotor skills, skills that involve physical action and coordination. This applies to many practical or vocational subjects where students needs to demonstrate what they can do, not just what they know. And also portfolio assessment and student reflection. This was one of the most inspiring topics for me because portfolio and iterative reflections encourage learners to take ownerships of their growth. They show progress over time and build self-regulation. I learned how portfolios can be both assessment tools and learning tools. We also talk about concerning grading and reporting. I also deeply deepen my understanding of reading and reporting. Grades should not only classify performance, but communicate meaningfully with students and parents. I learned how rubrics, descriptive feedback, and clear standards can make reporting a tool for growth. Then we also study about standard testing. Finally, we studied standard testing. These tests provide common benchmark, but they must be interrupted carefully. I learned about their strengths, such as compatibility across large groups, but also their limitation, such as cultural bias and teaching to the test. So, before taking this subject, I often felt uncertain about whether my assessment were fair, reliable, or truly capturing what students had learned. I mostly relied on traditional tests and grades without fully understanding their implications. But now, after completing the diploma, I feel more confident and informed. I have a toolbox of methods: traditional, alternative, formative, and summative that I can adapt to different learning contexts. I feel I've moved from simply marking to actual measuring and supporting learning. The biggest difference in me is perspective. Assessment is no longer just about compliance or numbers. It is about improvement, communication, and growth. I feel more capable as a teacher and more empathetic to how assessment shapes a student's confidence and motivation. So, in summary, the subject learning, measurement, and evaluation has transformed the way I say assessment from principles and frameworks to domains, portfolios, grading, and feedback. I have gained both practical skills and a new mindset. I now view assessment to not as the end of teaching, but as the heart of learning. It guides, informs, and inspires growth for both the learner and the teachers. Thank you, teachers. Thank you so much for listening my reflections. But before I end this video, I would like to acknowledge our professor, Dr. Anbarasan. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge into us. Thank you for all the experiences, all the memories. I hope we will see each other once again. Thank you so much for listening this video. I hope you enjoy it. Kapuna ka